Not going, Judith. I'll call Platt and tell him.
Oh, darling, come here.
No, I thought I could, but I can't.
Fred, remember our bargain.
No, words, that's all. I didn't know what they meant. I didn't know what I was to lose. It's my life now. Mine, this little time in all my life, and then to have it taken away from me. My wife, whom I love. I can't stand it. There's a limit to what a man can bear.
Fred, we had just 1 minute together. Look at me. I was never to fail you or keep you from your best. We've had our love, and we're complete. Nothing can hurt us now, for what we've had can never be destroyed. That's our victory. Our victory over the dark. And it is a victory because we're not afraid.
Thank you, darling.
And you'll never look back?
Never.
Hold me close, darling.
Oh, God, I'll hold you this way forever.
Forever is now. Isn't it?
Yes. Goodbye, darling.
Goodbye.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Darling.
Mrs. Steele, is the doctor gone?
Yes.
He left this piece of paper with me. It has the address where he's going to be. He said in case you needed him.
Give it to me, Jenny.
Yes, ma'am. But, Mrs. Steele, you're tearing it.
I'm not going to need him, Jenny. Because someone else needs him more.
Who? Who needs him more?
Someone who's going to live.
Slowly the curtain falls and our play, Dark Victory, is ended. And now let me observe one of the happiest customs of the Lux Radio Theatre by bringing back for a curtain call Barbara Stanwyck and Melvyn Douglas as themselves.
There are two things in particular, Eddie, for which I want to thank the Luxo people. And Dark Victory is certainly one of them. It's such a grand play to me because it presents a down-to-earth problem that might confront any of us. But more than that, it proves that a kind of happiness can be found apart from the usual boy-gets-girl variety. It also shows that when you're faced with a situation which you're helpless to change, that you can be happy through honest acceptance of facts and by making the best of circumstances.
That's an admirable philosophy, Barbara. I'd like to add just a little to what you've said. A word about doctors.
Well, you should be able to do that, Melvyn. You came pretty near to becoming one yourself.
Well, the nearest I came, Eddie, was to serve for a while in the Army Medical Corps. There are times, as Dark Victory's pointed out, when surgeons and doctors are quite helpless to aid materially certain conditions. But they're constantly seeking. And little by little, they're constantly finding. For all we know, in some obscure laboratory, a doctor at this very moment may be making a tremendous discovery. Believe me, it's rather heartening to realize that in these troubled times, there are men who forget color and race and creed in a battle for all humanity. But, Barbara, you said there were two things for which you were grateful.
Yes. I want to go on record once again for the product behind this program. I'm sure if all our listeners could come to Hollywood and see how popular Lux Soap is in all the big studios, they'd realize how much we depend upon it as it keeps our complexions exactly right for the camera. I always use Lux Soap at home, too, for the very excellent reason that, to me, it's the finest complexion care in the world.
Coming from you, Barbara, we're especially glad to hear that.
And now, Eddie, what about giving us another one of your recipes? I understand that poem of yours on how to make sauerbraten was quite a sensation.
Oh, I can do other things besides cook.
Really?
Oh, yes. I've been doing a bit of vocalizing, singing.
Well, I know you're just begging to be asked, so go ahead.
Well,
what are you going to sing?
Won't exactly be singing. It's a sort of a recitative,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it was written by Franklin P. Adams and set to music by my friend Richard Hageman. He's the noted musician, composer of Kapenzaki and former conductor of the Metropolitan. It's called Rich Man. And Mr. Hageman was brave enough to come here tonight to play it for me. Are you ready, maestro? The rich man has his motor car, his country and his town estate. He smokes 50-cent cigars and jeers at fame. He frivels through the livelong day. He knows not poverty or pinch. His lot seems light. His heart seems gay. He has a cinch. Yet though my lamp burns low and dim, though I'm a slave for livelihood, think you that I would change with him? Ha! You bet I would.
Actor, poet, musician, Eddie, you're wonderful. Good night.
Actor, poet, oh, well, what's the use? Good night, Eddie.
The play you will hear next Monday night is The Drama of a Hunted Girl, our radio adaptation of that highly successful film, Mary Burns' Fugitive. Filled with excitement and romance, it's the story of a small-town girl who thinks she's in love with a man who later turns out to be a ruthless gangster. How real love and sanctuary finally come to Mary Burns provides an hour of great radio entertainment, especially when our stars will be three such superb and popular performers as Miriam Hopkins, Henry Fonda, Mary Astor, and Lloyd Nolan.